Hey, it's Laura. So I learned the coolest thing about slingers, and I just thought I have to share this for What You Learnin' Bible chat because it's pretty cool. So basically, slingers are a group of people that would be in an army. So say there's the archers and then there's slingers, and they had their little slings and they would sling their rocks. They were really, really good, and their little rocks would go so fast that they almost would go as fast as a bullet. And basically they were super strategic in battles because it's from a far distance that they could get people, they could knock people over and stuff, and it could actually penetrate armor. And so here we are thinking about David, all right? David, and here's Goliath, and some things about Goliath that I just learned were that Goliath, he had this disease, and that's actually what caused him to be so huge, is this disease. He had tumors in the brain that made it so that he could not see very well at all, and we can see that in scripture when he has like someone carrying his shield. Now, why in the world would this giant warrior need someone to carry his shield? Well, because he couldn't see very good. He was kind of like his blind escort, and then he also, he could see a little bit, just not very well. And then he saw David running at him, and he said, "Are you a dog coming at me with sticks?" Because David had his little sticks. He says plural, and David doesn't have two sticks, so he clearly cannot see very well. But all the army sees is this giant man, They can't see anything different. But here David is, and he is not concerned with the man. He is concerned with God, and what his perception is on God and who God is, and that gave him all the confidence in the world. And he was a slinger, so he knew that he could defeat this giant of a man, even though he had armor on, because he was a slinger and he had killed a lion and a bear with his sling before. He has experience of trusting God, and the more you trust God, the more you trust God, right? So it's all in our perception. So if you are whatever you're facing, if you're just focusing on the obstacle and like, this is so awful, I wish I could get out of this situation, or this thing, I wish it was gone, or this hardness, instead of focusing on the hardness like the people were, all the Philistines or the Israelites, instead focus on God and remember what's true about God, because you could think, well, what is this showing me I'm believing about God? If and usually it's some lie that needs to be exposed. So you see like, oh man, well, I'm believing that God is not capable, that he's not involved and intimately acquainted with all my ways, that he's not able to rescue me, or that he's not good and his plan is not good, or whatever that is. And then you can cling to that truth, what is true about God. So it's all in the perception. David had a different perception that even surely King Saul, who should have known about slingers and how they're the mightiest of warriors, that there's nothing to worry about because, there's a slinger coming. But no, he was just focused on the giant instead of on God and what God is capable of. And often there's really nothing even to be afraid of. Here was Goliath, this blind, dopey guy that really was not, the fear was unfounded of all these people. So trust God wherever he has you. Run to the battlefield just like David did, with the experience and wisdom he has equipped you with, his word, because he has given you enough. He is enough. You may not be, but your adequacy comes from God.